Yo, so today's question is, yo, Elliot, how do I go about forgetting my ex-girlfriend, dude? So the very first thing I would assume, is that you're asking this question because your girl left you. You didn't leave her. If you left her, you probably wouldn't be asking this question. The fact that she left you opens up a whole new set of circumstances that you got to consider. So I'm going to share with you a few powerful concepts that I learned from Rollo Tomasi in his amazing book, The Rational Male. And the very first thing you got to start thinking about is the fact that women monkey branch, right? What does that literally mean? Like a monkey, right? If a monkey's swinging from one branch to another, if a monkey's holding on to this wood, before the monkey lets go of this wood, it's going to grab on to this wood. She's gonna go from one branch to the other. So the fact that she's left you, there's a good chance that she's had her hand on another dude's wood for a little bit of time now. Very rarely will a woman leave a man without having her backup plan. So there's a good chance that she's swinging from branch to branch. And that's normal, it's natural, it makes sense based on the concept of hypergamy, right? Which basically means that a woman is always going to trade up. If you are just not holding up your end of the deal in her mind, she's gonna have your branch, she's gonna be holding on to your branch as long as she can until she gets her hand on another branch, another block of wood, right? And so the concept of hypergamy basically means that she's going to be moving up the tree, moving up in the world, right? She's grabbing a higher branch. Your branch was good enough to get her where she's at. She's on to another branch and she's swinging on that one now. But that basically means that you're already dead in her mind in a lot of ways, right? Like if she's already holding on to some of the other dude's wood, that means that your wood just wasn't strong enough, right? She needed to trade up. Women trade up. And so Rollo talks about hypergamy as like for women, but I don't know. I kind of think like men will probably do the same thing too. If you let go of her, it's probably because you're gonna trade up. But the monkey branching, the visualization of that kind of makes sense, right? Holding on to one dude's wood, swinging to another dude's wood. Now, in terms of trying to forget your girlfriend, get her out of your mind, the very first thing that would destroy her in my mind is the fact that she's on some other dude's wood. I don't know. I'm a little possessive. I'm a little strange that way, but the minute I recognize that my ex-woman is swinging from another branch, she's getting boned by another dude, she's swinging on his wood, that in my mind would just be a complete turnoff. Like basically at that point, I'm done with her, right? I know that a lot of you guys disagree with me, but I'm not a fan of being with women that have lots of wood, right? Have been swinging from a lot of branches. Or, I'm gonna use a whole lot of terms from the red pill. Riding the cock carousel. I don't know. I almost have this sense that like, in the same way that I wouldn't use a tissue that somebody already sneezed in, I don't wanna be all lovey-dovey, hugging, cuddling, snuggling, and loving up on a girl who's been sneezed in a bunch of times, dude. So if you're looking for something, it's just me. Maybe I'm weird, but if it's just me, the fact that her tissue's been sneezed in already because she's swinging on some other dude's wood, that's enough for her to be clean slate wiped from my mind. I have no interest at that point. Good, go swing from more branches. Now, so what you got to start thinking about here is a number of different things, right? If you can use that concept to wipe her from your mind, which, like I said, that would do it for me. The fact that she's already doing that, she's already on to other things, she's already thinking about other men, she's already swinging on wood. If that doesn't do it for you, what you got to do is you got to turn it totally around, right? You got to take your focus on her, what she's doing. Maybe you still want her. Maybe you still hanker for her, hanker for that handkerchief after it's been sneezed in. Everybody's a little different. Maybe that's what you want. But you got to turn it around and begin focusing on you. So this is where a number of other concepts become very powerful, very important. Number one is this idea of pre-selection, right? So rather than it being about her, what you got to do is you got to make yourself attractive to other women, not her, but make yourself attractive to other women, because women want to have sex with men that are attractive to other women. Women want to fuck men that other women want to fuck. That's really the baseline of it. That's why it's called pre-selection. And that's why it's the weirdest thing. Even if like there's a guy that you don't get it, you don't know why all these women want him, but if there's one woman that wants him, then all the women want him, because it basically validates the dude. That's why sometimes, like when you already have a girlfriend, all of a sudden all these women want you, because the fact that you got a girlfriend pre-selects you. You're already validated in the mind of other women. It's just the way women's minds work based on, I'm reading this stuff. I'm just telling you what I learned, right? So according to Rollo, according to intersexual dynamics, women are more highly attracted to men that are attractive to other women, right? So one of the ways to maintain your attraction, maintain your woman's attraction, maintain her attention, is to make sure that you are attractive to other women. That means, dude, go back to the basics. Yo, Elliot, start lifting weights, start doing deadlifts, start doing bench presses, start building your muscles, start getting jacked, start pumping up that testosterone, start looking, smelling, acting, and being like a man, right? So rather than feeling bad about yourself and hankering after that snotty handkerchief, I invite you to start lifting, start building yourself up. Lifting is the gateway drug to all personal development. That's what I want to get that through to your head, especially based on the fact that you and her, I assume you're pretty young. I looked at your picture. You look like a young dude. You're in your 20s. At this point, women are interested in guys that are hot, guys that are sexy. There's going to come a point. There's going to come a time when it's called the epiphany phase, where she's going to recognize that she's going to need a beta provider. She's going to need a guy who is stable. Right now, she's looking for hot rocks, hot wood, hot branches to swing on, right? And so, and that's the way it is during the quote unquote party years. I'm pulling out all the vernacular right now, right? She's in her party years, and she's gonna want to bone hot guys that other women want to bone. So you want to be that, not for her. Don't do it for her. Don't do it because you're trying to get her back. Get that out of your mind all together. Every time you think about getting her back, think about her swinging from other dudes' woods. Tyrone. I'm pulling out all the vernacular. So Tyrone or a Chad is basically a guy who's like super sexy. A dude who like just gets it naturally, right? She's probably swinging from Tyrone's wood right now. I don't know. That makes me cringe. So get her out of your mind. Just think about that. Think about getting railed by Chad. And so that should be enough to get out of your mind. But the point is, don't even think about her. Don't go back to her. Go focus on you and focus on being attractive to other women. So if she happens to see you through the corner of her eye, right? She just happened to get a glance at what's going on in your life these days. She's going to recognize, he's gained some weight. Oh, some muscle. Oh, he's looking kind of sexy, mainly because you have other women around you, right? You don't even have to do, the crazy thing is you don't even have to do anything to change yourself, but if you have other women around you, the mere fact that you got other women want you, it's gonna make her wanna be with you. Even when you're in a relationship, to maintain the attraction, they call it dread. To keep your woman in a state of dread, which basically means that she's kind of on her pins and needles, on her toes, always trying her best because she recognizes, well, my friends want to fuck my man, and women are attracted to my man, so I had better stay attractive and attracted to my man. It all comes natural, right? It's not even like stuff that people think about. People don't think about this stuff. It just happens naturally. Intersexual dynamics, cool stuff. So that's the second concept, which, I'm throwing a lot at you. So monkey branching, pre-selection. The third one is the sexual marketplace value. And I think this is the most profound one. I think that this is the one that's gonna mean the most to you. I recognize that you look, I don't know how old you are, but I see that you look like you're in your 20s. One of the things that you gotta recognize is that a woman is at her peak in her 20s. She peaks at like 24, 25. That's when she's her hottest. But a man's sexual marketplace value doesn't peak until he's about 35. So when a woman reaches that epiphany phase, when she realizes that my eggs are gonna rot, I'm gonna hit the wall, and at some point I gotta settle down and get with a beta provider, she's gonna be on her way down. You, my man, are gonna be on your way up, right? Because when you're at 35, first of all, men and women age very differently. Physically age very differently because we have testosterone. Testosterone keeps us kind of young looking even when we're older. Right? They say women age like milk. And women's, their whole physiology begins to change around 30, 35. They're just not as hot. I don't know what to tell you. Men want fresh, juicy fruit. And so their fruit begins to be a little less fresh and juicy when they're around 25, 30, especially if they've been riding that cat carousel, right? So, sexual marketplace value is really important concept for you because it lets you know that you're really just getting started. And she may be in her party years, she may be riding a cat carousel, monkey branching, having a good time, partying it up. But as soon as she hits her wall and she's on her way down, that's when you're on your way up. And I think that's a powerful thing for men to know. I kind of wish I knew that when I was younger, right? I married early, love my wife, love my life, everything's amazing. I wouldn't change anything, but had I known that I wasn't even in my prime, right? I thought my prime was 25, but I learned this later on. Like I'm 40, I'm at my sexiest, man. And women my age, that's not the case. Their best years are behind them. So you got a lot of time ahead of you in order to build up not just your body, right? You got some time, like I said, build up your body, get in the gym, lift. It's a gateway drug to all personal development. But also, this is where you sort of begin peaking in your career. You start making real money by 35, if it takes that long, but at that point, you usually have your own home, you have your own car, you have your own vibe, you got your own thing going on, and so you got a solid frame. And what you want is a woman that's going to step into your frame, a woman that's going to become a part of your life, right? Rather than you chasing after her. You want it to be a matter of like, hey, I look good, I lift, and I make money because I've been focused on my career, focused on my business, focused on building myself up, focused on being the strongest version of myself. Here now that I'm at my peak, you got the pick of the litter, right? You can go backwards now. You can look backwards and start dating 25-year-olds, right? I don't know if you have the patience for that. I don't know if I would have had the patience for that, just to be completely honest. But the fact is, you got a lot of time ahead of you, and she doesn't, right? So let her swing off. Let her grab that wood, swing, ride the cat carousel, hit the wall. And when she comes crawling back, looking around for somebody to bait her down, the fact is that she's gonna see all the women that are crawling towards you, wanting to be with you, and you're not gonna have the time of day for her, right? No harm, no foul. It's a game. I get it. It's just a game. Nothing against her, nothing against women, but it's a mindset, a frame of looking at things, a paradigm of looking at things that is just far more resourceful for you, rather than being 24 and being tore up because your girlfriend left you. That's it, dude. I hope that helps, man. Let her party it up. Let her enjoy her youth. Squeeze out all that juice. And she's like a rotten raisin, and you just peeking, you're gonna have the last laugh. Hope that helps. Talk soon. Done.